Hello and welcome to Eastern Horizon. This is Malik Ayub Sambul. So today we are going to discuss about the Western African country, Benin. Is a country that recently have the elections, and after 10 years, the Patrick Talon, who was the president of the country, and now the Benin finance minister, Romuald Wadagni, he
Yeah.
is going to be the next president of the country. So Benin has a lot of challenges, and one of the emerging challenge that Benin is facing is the rise of the militancy and the militant groups. So there are also many challenges. The country has poverty alleviation, and there is a very strong needs of the economic uplifting of the country. The finance minister is now the president, so how he will take the country and the policies. I have joined a political analyst from Cordon, the capital of Benin. I have joined by Herbert HOUNGNIBO. He is a political analyst, a broadcaster, and a quite famous journalist in Benin. Thank you very much, Herbert HOUNGNIBO, for joining me.
Thank you, Malik. Very happy
It,
to make this phone call with you.
It's a really pleasure that you participated in my program. So let me go to you that how you see the president, finance minister, is in office. So because it's after 10 years, the Patrice Talon, he ruled this country. So how you see mean that he can do for the people of Benin?
No, thank you. I think that the Minister of Finance of our government in Benin, he has worked very hard with the past president, Talon, and we
Hmm.
have the result. There are results on economic, a lot of things. We have growth economic is important with our finance. We think that if you see the board, status board in the world, I think that our country makes effort, a lot of effort. I think that the choice of Romuald Wadagni is the best in the majority of the president, is the most important choice that they can make to grow the election. I think that he has worked very hard, and I think that is the important option for the majority of the president to grow this election.
Okay, okay. So Benin is a very interesting geopolitical location of Benin because there is Burkina Faso, there is Niger, there is so that is the Sahel region and in West Africa. So I mean that we saw there is a rise of the Islamic militant group, and especially we heard about some recently some attacks there. So how you see mean this rising threat of militancy, especially this Nusrat al-Islam Wali Muslim JNIM. I mean that is one of the Al Qaeda affiliates. So how you see how much threat for Benin this group?
This situation is a situation that everybody must make effort to see the solution. I think that the new president must talk with all the people in the north of our country. You know, in our community, we have Niger, Burkina Faso, we have Togo, we have Cote d'Ivoire. All people, we must make discussion. They must talk with all people and to see how, on what way we are going to, to make our politics to see the just solution. The just solution is not in the war. The just solution is to sit down and to talk. We must sit down and talk in dialogue. Dialogue is the solution. War is not a solution. It's dialogue. We must know for all country, the new president must make an effort to listen, to listen, and listen all parts in this war, and to check the solution that I think the best solution is to speak, to listen, and all we can take the most important solution for the north of our country.
Mhm. So, Benin has been that the harder hit coastal Western African state, so do you think that the northern defense of the Benin that is been emerging threats of this militancy from the Sahel region? So, do you think that the current government and the newly elected president he have some border management plans to protect the border from this rising threats from the northern defense side? So, how you see this?
It's possible. I think that his background, he can help for more solution because he's from a new generation, a new generation, and our generation, we can see the matter not like our father can see. I think that in the West African, we can we can check the solution. He can. I think that he can make something because he is young and he know all things, the difficulties that President Talon have in on the 10 year ago. He know the difficulties. Donc, with this difficult, he can make one solution because he's in the new generation and the challenge that our country have now is not the challenge for another country. Our challenge is a challenge of economic because if economic will grow, we have to make politics another way. And I think that he can't.
Hmm. So, under the former president Talon, the poverty graph has been risen to 30%. So, and the GDP also face some challenges. So, how you think that the newly elected president will take the measures for curtailing and for this poverty alleviation? Do you think he has some plans?
No, please repeat your question.
Yeah. So I said under the former president Talon, the poverty index has risen to 30%. So the newly elected president, do you think that he has plans for this poverty alleviation, how to control the poverty?
You know, that is a difficult question. You say that
I ask
we have
always
a
difficult.
constitution.
I always
We have a, no,
I
I
always
think
ask
that we have a constitution. We have our constitution. We have a president. Our constitution say that the president is the president. I think
Oh.
that our new president
Hmm.
can make his politics without time. I think
Hmm.
that in our constitution is that, but it's possible to take his advice on some problem. Is possible because he was his minister of finance. It's possible that to take advice. The advice is advice. Advice is advice. He whether he is the president. I think that president is president. We don't have a president in second hand. President is president.
Indeed, indeed, indeed. So let me know that in talent tenure, there was restrictions, very high restrictions on the opposition and high barriers on the political participation. So the courts has been used to silence the opposition and the critics. So how you think that now the newly elected president, do you think that he is going to talk and to listen the opposition and his critics?
Is he must, he must, he must, because growth economic without a peace, politic peace, is not a good growth economic. I think that he had said in campaign that he will listen, he will make dialogue with opposition. I hope, I hope that this way he can use this way to peace in our country, because economic is growth economic is the reality. We have a result, but we need peace. We need peace. Without peace, growth economic is not sense. And
Hmm.
I think
So
that
how you
the new
see?
president,
Yes,
he,
yes,
I can
yeah. So
continue.
yeah. So how you see mean that the Benin in Benin position into the rising global south, where you see the mean that the Benin and the cooperation with China. So on which sectors there is a very demand of cooperation between Benin and China. So can you explain this something?
Uh, Benin with China.
Yeah.
You have, you know that China is today the important China on technical call, China of power, prosperity. China is
Mhm.
what I can say that is the country that we can look to make our poverty. I think that China, we must political we is good, we got to talk, listen, but growth economic, intelligence now today is China. If we want to
Exactly.
grow, to be grow, we can see the big country, the biggest now is China. China, I
Mm.
think that we must go to school of China.
Mm.
We
Mm.
must Benin. Let's go to school for China to see how they work, how they make on diplomatic way, on agriculture way, on education way. Now we don't have a choice. We must listen. We must look at the way of the biggest. They have poverty. I think that today is the China. China is our
Yes.
model.
Exactly. So, what are the major projects in Benin that has been initiated and launched by by China? Do you have some examples
For example, on what?
on some big projects that has been launched in Benin? Is there any big projects there that is started by China?
A lot of, China, we have on the road. China is president on the road, our road, to build a road. China is the president, of war with Niger and Benin. China is president, a president is on education. Yes, for education to go to a fellowship. More people go to China to learn fellowship. China is present in our country on a lot of way. I have there are a lot of example. You know what is good in China? China don't make his mouth in politics of our country. China,
Mm.
he make distance with all people. I think that China make a lot of things in our country, a lot of things on budget, in health. China is present. Education in Benin, China is present. In agriculture, China is present. In economic, China is present. China is playing a lot of our part in our economy. I think that
Mm,
China make a lot of for us. China is, I think, in my point of view, is the best. China is the best for
mm,
all
okay. So,
Africa in West. If you want to
and,
grow, if we want to have a property economic growth, same economic growth, we must
mm.
listen and follow China.
That's great. That's great. So thank you very much, Herbert HOUNGNIBO. I really appreciate your insight. I also thanks that your major language is French, but you really try to speak in English. I really appreciate this, and looking forward to meet you in Benin sometimes. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for joining me.
Thank you, Malik Ayub.